Yeah, so look, I'm in Dubai. 90% of people here are foreigners. Only 10% local. Now, that's an extreme figure, but the economy, and you no doubt have probably been to Dubai, in the last 25 years, it went from sand to one of the most thriving economies in the world, albeit built on tourism. But the point I'm making is that immigration benefits the UK economically. It's a fact. We know that. Students bring in £30 billion a year to our GDP. We have skilled workers who come here benefiting the UK economy, paying taxes and bringing their skills to grow our economy. So it's not contentious at all whether migration benefits the economy. It does. Our NHS wouldn't function without the foreign workers. It's a fact.
Benedict?
Our care homes wouldn't function without foreign care workers. That's a fact.
They function because we import people to work for cheap. There are people in this country who are unemployed. We have the capacity to do it. We have the capacity to do it with less immigration. There is this idea that everything would collapse if we stopped having immigration. There is also this idea that everybody who comes to the UK is highly skilled. They are not. They do not. The highly skilled people do not come to this country. They go to the United States because there is more money there. That is the long and short of it. If you are a talented person from India or sub-Saharan Africa, you do not come to the United Kingdom. You go to the United States or you go to Canada. Actually, it is wrong to suggest that this is a mecca, that this is a haven for the brightest and best around the world. And even if it were, let's just say, hypothetically, say that we are able to attract the best doctors in Kenya. What business have we got taking those people who have been trained in a third world country by that country, which is a developing nation, and saying, come on over, we won't pay you as much as our people, but we'll pay you more than you earn in your country, and, well, your country doesn't need doctors, does it? It doesn't need engineers? No. And that can stay in the third world. And that is the key thing here. Mass immigration is predicated on the idea that the third world will remain poor, and all that it will get is the handouts of wealthy countries. It is immoral to push with this when we have people already in this country who could do those jobs if we invested properly in our education, and to just siphon off the human capital of the third world. It's wrong.
Ivan?
Well, I think Benedict's spouting off a load of facts, but without telling where his data is coming from. I think as a responsible journalist, you should tell us, well, why is he saying that they go to the US? Where's his data? I'm telling you from my experience as an immigration lawyer, bringing skilled workers to the UK for the last 25 years. And let me tell you, UK is a preferred choice for skilled workers, for not just for financial reasons. They like the way, the lifestyle, the way that we treat people fairly, and especially from the Middle East, they prefer coming to the UK and not the US for whatever reasons they've got. So it's quite easy saying all these facts that every skilled worker, most skilled workers want to go to the US, Canada, but he's not backing that up with any data.
Well, I'm not going to sit here and say, well, I've committed every single link and every single paper to memory, but actually you only need to look at the numbers of people that do go to other countries. And this idea that actually the majority of people come from the Middle East, they all come to the UK. They don't all come to the UK. Actually, there are plenty more of them that go to France or Germany or other places in Europe, and they go for various different reasons. I think the thing that you've touched on there that is crucial is it's the way that people are treated. It is because we have a system in this country that is very generous to people.
Can somebody answer me this? Because I obviously missed the point. For people to say that immigration grows our economy, I would understand, because nobody ever answers this for me. If we've got people in our own damn economy who aren't working, why don't we create the infrastructure, the help, the care or whatever, to make those people do the jobs in the country that they live in before they sit on their asses getting benefits, which is basically, don't ring me up and say there are people on benefits who deserve to be. I know that, but there's also millions of people, well, not millions, hundreds of thousands of people who could work. So why don't we concentrate on stopping the boats coming over and concentrate on trying to make sure the people in Great Britain get a job and go to work?
Because that's hard work and it takes time. And as I've said many times, our government does not particularly like taking time over things, especially when it's only got a couple of months to live, and it doesn't particularly like hard work. It also costs a lot of money, whereas letting people come to the country does not necessarily cost it a lot of money if they have enough to just sort of get by. You know, if somebody comes over, they get a job as, I don't know, an Uber driver or in a supermarket or something, they can support themselves. And that's ultimately what it comes down to. It is short-term, and governments are very short-term, cheaper to do. When it comes to stopping...
man. How does that help?
Well, because it means that the government doesn't have to spend any more money. These people are already on benefits, and the key thing, actually, that The Spectator, of course, has done a lot of good work into this, has pointed out, is that there are many people in work in this country who are also on benefits because they still can't make ends meet. And this is the problem. When you have lots of immigration suppressing wages, that's the situation that you end up in.
Ivon, you told us that immigration grows the economy. Oh, he's shaking his head. Go on, go again.
I mean, Benedict's got his facts wrong again. Look.
Here we go. We're going to have a radio show where we're going to footnote every single answer with every single study. Got his facts wrong again. I mean, go on.
Let me give you some facts, Benedict.
Here we go.
So I just bought a CEO over here from an airline. Him and his family, it cost the airline £30,000 in home office fees to bring them over to the UK. Had they recruited somebody in the UK, it would have cost them nothing. The salary was the same. Whether it was coming from another country or the UK, the job advertised was the same. They could not find a suitable worker in the UK. I've got another company who are short of 300 lorry mechanics paying £82,000 a year because they can't recruit in the UK. There's not enough skills here. So
because
what
it takes time and money to train people. That's the point, is that governments are not prepared. So we don't actually disagree on this. As much as you're coming back at me with alternative facts, we don't actually disagree. There isn't the inclination to spend time and money training people who are already in this country to do it. They would rather go abroad. That's what it boils down to.
Can I also, Ivon, I've always appreciated the fact that you're open. I've got some text messages I'd like you to respond. Good morning. I have lived and worked in Dubai, Jez, on a visa. I was not entitled to anything from the state and could never become a citizen. The lawyer doesn't know what he's talking about. That's from Philip. Mass immigration is good for the immigration lawyer industry. Guest is right. At the end of the day, and also, can the immigration lawyer clarify that if the NHS would collapse without immigration, is that true? Surely less immigration, Ivon, would put less pressure on services such as the NHS, because that is being created, the problems are being created because of mass immigration. Yes or no, Ivon?
Let me do each point. So about benefits. Skilled workers not entitled to benefits. They cannot claim benefits.
I haven't said that skilled workers are entitled to benefits. That's who said that?
Even people coming as family members cannot claim benefit for 2.5 years. The only reason asylum seekers claim benefits is because the government won't let them work. Let them work. They do in the US. So if you claim asylum in the US, you pay your own way. And there's a shortage of labour. Let asylum seekers work. Why doesn't the government do that?
Jezza, the reason that Dubai has benefited massively from migrant labour is because, just like in the rest of the Middle East, migrant labour in Dubai is treated like slave labour. The truth is that the smart way to grow your economy is by investing in technology, automation, artificial intelligence and better training of your workforce, even those that aren't working. What's your response to that, Ivon? Because that's my argument. Why are we not spending the money on trying to get the people, not the one who are mentally ill or disabled, out to work? That's what I don't understand. Help me.
I agree with you. Look, the reason that the bill was defeated in the House of Lords today, one of the reasons was because we don't have a long-term plan to recruit, train and employ resident workers. I'm all for that. I'm not for migrant workers replacing British jobs. Not at all. I mean, I've got children. I want their future secured, jobs for them to go to. So what we have at the moment is a black hole of skill shortage and unskilled shortage. I agree with Benedict on that point, that there's a black hole at the moment and businesses have to function. They have to have short-term labour or even mid-term labour until the government get their act together, which this government won't. Yeah. And we'll see what Labour does.
Ivon, thank you very much indeed. Really